Yo, what it do is popping was the vibes. So I personally have set myself a rule that I can only have sweets 2 times. No, I can only have sweets. Fuck, how did I do it? Oh, okay. Almost lost the goddamn didgeridoo. So I've set a rule for myself that 2 days out the week I can't eat sweets. I've been doing good for the past 3 weeks. Only doing one sweet or one day where there's no sweets, and then the rest of the week is only one thing I can have sweet. So this week starts Tuesday and Wednesday, no sweets. But today is not Tuesday nor Wednesday. Today's Monday, and I got me some cookies. So before I eat this, I'm going to give thanks to the cookie itself because it's a banana walnut cookie from Kroger. So there's 2 layers to it. The top layer is going to represent reaching the heavens to gain the information so that I can speak with transparency and authenticity during this conversation. The bottom one will be representation of my rooted self, being able to dive into my roots and be able to bring up my ancestors, and not only my ancestors, but my truest self to speak with clarity. Ashe. Ashe is a acronym I've created. Ashe is a term that the Ifa religion used. However, I changed it to an acronym. I'm gonna keep that closed. Actually, I've changed it into an acronym. I don't know if they do this themselves, but I'm doing it. Okay, good. So I use this, the affirmation Ashe, to represent allowing self-expression. All right. So when I say Ashe, I'm allowing this to provide more self-expression. Mm. Mm. So today, it's been a very interesting day. A day of lots of synchronicities, a day of divine intervention, a day of channeling. It's been a very interesting day. And before I get into most of the stuff that went and happened today, I just want to say to people that's here right now seeing this video, thank you for being here. Like the video if you haven't already. Like don't cost a thing. If you don't know who I am, my name is Jared Cinco. I am an artist. I am a forward thinker. And I am also just like you in many ways. It's not that much of a difference, my friend. So today we're going to speak on the topic of, what did I say the thing was? Will you be chained or unchained? Will you be chained or unchained? So I can guarantee if you're watching this, you have not seen the live I talked about saying, learn to forgive in the world they want you to forget. In that video, I talked about the topics of how if we lived in a reality where people forgave each other more, if people were willing to acknowledge that they don't have to hold on to the traumatic experiences that they went through and using that traumatic experience for the reason why they make the certain decisions that they make. And then also being forgiving enough for those they have experienced these traumatic events with. An example, say for instance, if you were embarrassed at school because your mom came to your school and whooped you in the middle of your classroom. Some people will hold resentment for their mother for that. However, If you've forgiven yourself for even being put in that position, you will also forgive your mother for what she has done to you, so that you can recognize to make a different decision in the future. In order for you to even get to that level of forgiveness, you also have to get to a point where you're mature enough to accept what you have done is wrong, and you're willing to learn from it. This is what we call a lesson. So this video is a part 2 to that. Will you be unchained, or will you be chained or unchained? To be or not to be? So a lot of people are chained to attachments, to decisions, to people, to emotions, to thought forms, shit, to even material things like a vehicle or car or money or phone or YouTube or music. You are chained by so many things. We are chained by so many things. However, just because you're chained or linked with something, that doesn't mean it's necessarily bad. However, in the context of this video, when I say chained, I'm speaking on people who is not willing to change from the things that they've been doing nor attaching to. You see, we live in a world right now where things are definitely split. There are people who live in worlds where they are punching and slapping bees when they fly around them. And there are people who live in this world who look at bees as marvelous insects, and they appreciate them and acknowledge them. There are people who chase and catch butterflies and keep them in the vase. And there are people who simply admire butterflies and look at them without capturing them. Does that make sense? There's people that do that. And there's no judgment to those who do. Whew. Before I take a bite, I breathed in and a crumb hit my uvula. Damn. See, sometimes when you rise into the heavens, you may go through some pain. Literally. You may go through some pain. So today I experienced multiple synchronicities. The driver who comes to my job and delivers stuff off, never seen him talk for real. He's very neutral, meaning we don't know what energy he's necessarily in, but he's there. He's being present. Today I've seen him smile more than any times I can count, simply from our interaction. Today I connected with a friend of mine who's very deep into his own spiritual journey. He has helped me and assisted me in my journey. Me and him connected, and we had multiple synchronicities after that. Synchronicities are important. With synchronicities, you are able to understand the things that line up that gives you what you need to continue to move forward. If you were to know the steps it takes to build a house, you will build your own house. If you knew the steps and tools that's needed to build a car, you'll build your own car. If you had the steps and tools that's needed to make whatever recipe you want in your life, food-wise, smoothie-wise, salad-wise, you're gonna make it. It's as simple as that. Well, I'm here to say we have, on a collective conscious and even unconscious level, that we have taken certain steps that has synchronized ourselves with being chained to things that are not helpful and chained to things that are helpful. The difference is the chains look different when they're helpful and when they're not. A chain bonds people together, or a chain bonds the person that's being chained to whatever they're being connected to. Let me check my nose real quick. All right, cool. Are you in a car alone? Because I just saw a face in the woods, or at least the trees. I don't know where you at, but some kind of face or skinwalker. That's just my ancestors being here in the moment with me. The fact that they're willing to connect with you and you're willing to acknowledge it, that means you're simply in tune with the non-physical essence of life. Appreciate that. Love that. You're linked in with the aspects of you. That's cool as fuck in my opinion. So peep game. What it looks like to be linked with something that's helping you, it looks friendly. It looks recognizable. It looks like it's a connection that is bringing a positive bond. An example, you holding hands with your significant other, you giving a hug to someone you're connected with, you are plugging your phone in, charging it, you're connecting with the vehicle you're driving to get to your destination. These are all bonds that add into your existence to help you. Without this vehicle, I wouldn't be in this car driving where I need to go. Helpful. When you are chained to something that's not helping, it looks like it's hurting you. It looks like it's making your body transform in ways that is not assisting your growth. An example of that, you drink, you fight. You smoke, you lie. You take a Percocet, you off your perks that keep you set. You drink Hennessy, you fuck anything. Excuse me. Excuse me. Does that make sense? I think that makes sense. We're digesting this together. We're trying to know that. We're digesting this information together. If you're ready to forgive not only the people, but yourself, more importantly yourself, you will start to recognize the chains that you have attached yourself to, that you've been holding on to for years, months, days, decades, and even on a soul level for centuries. There are some things that you have been holding on to that's been chaining yourself down to, honestly, no progression. Think about crackheads. If they were not using crack or using heroin or using cocaine or like even weed heads, if it's not being used in a way to assist you in your life to do better for not only your environment but for your soul, you are simply chaining yourself to negative experiences that is going to be in alignment with your future. Everything we do in this present moment is connected to our future, because what we do now will line up to what the future will be. That's why nothing is set in stone until you set the stone. Until you place the stone into the ground, nothing is set. Until you speak things into existence, nothing will come into existence. It takes components to put devices together. It takes steps to put things in alignment. So when I say, will you be chained or unchained? The real question is, will you be willing to take the steps that lead to your freedom, your progression, that leads to your authenticity, that leads to your unconditional loving reality? If you're willing to do that, that's fire. You lit. You on point. If you're not willing to do that, you're going to continue to experience the same things. How do I know this? Because I used to do it. I used to do the same shit. I used to do the things that had me recycling the same old reality that wasn't helping my experience. I used to put myself in places and with people that I knew was not helpful to my journey. Why? Because it felt comfortable. That be the shit right there. That be the thing right there. You see, a lot of people like to stay in toxic relationships because it's comfortable. It's uncomfortable to meet someone new and start all over again. The problem is a lot of people searching so much for the things they want to desire, but in reality, you just got to continue to do the things that make you feel happy, that make you feel joyful, that make you feel loved. You see, in the world they want you to forget, they don't want you to remember who you are. They don't want you to remember the fact that you're more than what you physically see. Even last night for me, I'm writing in my journal, and the song I'm working on, writing out the lyrics, it's coming out fire. It just dwindled on me as I'm sitting there writing. I'm like, damn, I am a soul existing in this body, writing out this experience into my journal so I could turn it into a audio experience. And later on, it'll be a visual experience. How did we get here? Why did I choose this body? Why did I choose this existence? Why this planet at this time, in this dimension, in this universe? These are questions I only know probably 2% of. And that's only 2% because I've only answered like half of the half questions that I've asked. Like half of the questions, I've answered half of those already. And I only say it's 2% because there's depths and layers to everything that we do and everything that we are. Like the wheel I'm touching. I don't know what material is behind this leather in the wheel. There's depths and levels to it. I don't even know what type of engine this is. And the transmission that goes with it. The oil that's within it. The bolts and screws that are within the engine. There's so many things that apply to our reality that we don't consistently take time and recognize because we're always so distracted. We're always being pushed to forget so much. You probably come to this video right now. You could scroll, you will never see me either again, or you will never hear my voice again. Unless my frequency aligns with you. If my frequency aligns with you, you'll see me again. But if you don't, it is what it is. Because you will possibly see me again or not, there is 100% chance that you will forget what I said. Shoot, it's 100% chance that you will probably forget the last conversation you had with your parent, depending on the depth of the conversation. Because when there's depth, when there's a density or the gravity of the conversation, the time put into the conversation, then there will be more memory, or it will be more, what's the word I'm looking for? It'll be more of a specific reason why it needs to be consciously remembered. Here's something that we don't remind ourselves of. Our subconscious picks up everything. Every sign, every symbol, every street line, every car, every light, every tree, every bird, every person, every shoe that you wear, every shirt you wear, the list goes on. And in everything that the subconscious picks up, what are the things that we are chaining ourselves to that is not in alignment with our progression as a soul? And I want it to be very clear. When you progress, your soul is living inside of your body. So what you think is going to progress next? Your body. Your body is what's existing in this physical reality, but the soul is what's eternal. When you are acknowledging what's eternal, guess what? You will then acknowledge what's for you. Kind of rhymes. Eternal for you, eternal for you, you know, eternal for you. It low-key rhymes. So once again, I bring back up the question. Will you be willing to take the steps to unchain yourself from things that are negatively impacting your life? Will you be willing to make the correct steps to ensure that you add more positivity in your life? Naturally, in this world, there's duality. We have left and right hand, left eye, right eye. However, this duality, I feel, is almost an illusion. I had a live a while back with a good friend of mine. Her name's Trinity, but on her social media platform, she is Quinn. Beautiful woman, beautiful soul, beautiful spirit. And in our live, we talked about the illusion of duality. And in that conversation, we expressed that light and darkness, they're not necessarily separate. They just have different personalities. I may be paraphrasing, but hear me out. I can show you a lot of shit because the light is on. I can express a lot of shit with the lights off. That's darkness. You can hear me, but you can also see what you are also hearing. If you close your eyes and listen to this, you can kind of make your own picture of what you're hearing in your mind. If that is the case, then how often are we willing to use our light and our darkness to blend together in unity for what we desire? How often are we willing to do this? Universe, can you bring at least 3 more people in here? Asking out of kindness, not out of lacking of people, but out of kindness. You see, I'm not a religious person, but I have religious practices. I make it an active practice to say affirmations, to read my journal when I feel it needs to be read, to make music because I'm passionate about it, to make videos because I'm passionate about preaching my message because it has a purpose behind it. I am genuine about doing things that is not only helpful for myself, but helpful to my community. And the reason why I know it's helpful for my community, because it's able to help me. And if I'm living in a community with other people who may be different, let's just say, different fragmentations of who I am, then maybe the things that's helping me can help them. It's a strong possibility that can happen. And if that's the case, why not consistently do that? Why not show that I'm willing to do what I can to not only bring the healing energy for earth, or the heart, because if you take the H and put it in front of the E, you get heart. If I'm willing to do that, then I'm willing to do it also for the universe, because the earth is in the universe. If I'm willing to do that, then I'm willing to take the necessary steps to bring more positive energy into my reality. And because we have to understand the importance of opposites exist in everything, then that means we must acknowledge the fact that if I'm willing to be as positive as I need to be for this reality and for the reality I want to build, then I have to be just as positive when it comes to the factor of acknowledging that with positivity is going to also come with negative attachments that want to stay present. See, I don't think people recognize the negative thoughts you have in your mind is your past. That is your past pulling you, because the past wants to continue existing today. Now your past is over with. 5 minutes ago, or my work shift that I did today is already done. It's over with. It's gone. That 9 to 5 shift I had on Monday is gone already. It's done. The moment I start to judge how I worked yesterday, the moment I start to be still and recognize what I did and didn't do today, I'm allowing my past to bring itself present to the present now. Now, the past is already going to naturally be part of your present, because what happened in the past is what's manifested now. However, the problem is that people don't recognize is we have negative thoughts that is attachments from the past that we never forgave ourselves from. If you ain't forgive yourself from something you did in the past, what makes you think that shit is just gonna just act like that shit is just gonna non-exist itself? Like, no, that energy has to go somewhere. If you haven't forgiven yourself in the past, that means that past that you don't forgive is gonna come to your present until you do something about it. If not, it's gonna live rent-free. Literally, it's gonna live rent-free. This is also what goes back to, this is how you learn. Or better yet, this goes back to the importance of learning how to forgive in the world they want you to forget. We scroll, we forget exactly what that last video was, unless we decide to go back. We drive in a car, we're passing lights, we're passing restaurants, we're passing so many things every single day. You will never see the same store across the street from the same establishment. You won't see a Chick-fil-A across the street from a Chick-fil-A. You won't see a Papa John's right next to another Papa John's. You won't see a LA Fitness next to LA Fitness. What I'm saying is, you won't see the same shit you've seen before. So acknowledge the fact you've seen something that caught your eye. And if you really want to take it a little bit deeper, figure out why it caught your eye. What made it stick out to you? What caused it to manifest such an importance in your world? I'm gonna be going live later today when I get home. I'm getting into a meditation with Chris Guy, one of the homies I talked to earlier. And he didn't tell me what the practice was. I'm a little tired, but what he did do is gift me with an idea of going live in this meditative state and showing the importance of connecting with yourself. Now, we connect with our soul every day. It's just the level of the connection don't always be good. Like, a lot of people connect with their soul based on 5% of data or 5% of power to energize their selves as they're experiencing this connection. So, question of the day: will you be chained or unchained? Will you take the necessary steps to better your environment, or will you accept things for what they are, stay the same, and never change in life? It's one or the other, you know what I'm saying? It's whatever you want to do. No judgment, though. You do what you do. Everyone plays a role. Everyone has their piece to the puzzle. You know what I'm saying? Everyone has their piece to the puzzle. I'm getting a little tired. I'm guessing my body is done talking about this. So, I'm going to hit y'all on the flip side. Woo. This is a great conversation. Thank y'all for watching. Like the video if you haven't already. Love y'all. Continue to elevate. You deserve it. Peace.